Welcome to Loop. The safety of our employees, contractors, and the community is critically important to our operations. We strive daily to reach Goal Zero, zero incidents. We're committed to delivering crude oil to our customers in a responsible and safe manner. Loop is committed to an injury-free workplace. All employees and contractors have the authority to correct at-risk behaviors and unsafe conditions. We are committed to identifying, eliminating, or controlling workplace hazards to protect ourselves and others. Everyone working at Loop has stop work authority. Safety and environmental excellence is core to Loop's business. Just as Loop owes it to you to provide a safe work environment, you owe it to yourself and your family to remain injury-free and return home each day in the same condition in which you arrived. Anyone seeing an at-risk behavior or unsafe condition has the authority and obligation to stop the job and correct the hazard. Your observation and awareness involving the use of stop work authority can contribute to preventing an incident from occurring. Exercising this authority provides an opportunity to coach others and identify a safer way of performing a job. All personnel entering a Loop facility must always possess a TWIC and a valid U.S. government-issued ID, and where security officers are present, be acknowledged by the security officer upon entry and departing. If driving on a Loop facility, a valid driver's license must also be in your possession. Those companies connected to Loop via IS Networld must provide their employees an ISN card that has to scan green in Loop's system to be able to access the Loop facility. Additional visitor badging may be issued pending the nature of Loop site access. All personnel entering and departing any Loop facility are subject to screening of vehicles and baggage. Unauthorized introduction, possession or use of any controlled substance, illegal narcotics, drug paraphernalia, firearms, ammunition, explosives, weapons, or any other hazardous substances are strictly prohibited on any Loop property or site. Violators will be escorted from the site and not allowed to return. Back-in parking of any vehicle is required on all Loop facility parking lots. If back-in parking is not possible, then park where your first movement will be forward when you leave. Wear your seatbelt, obey the posted speed limits, and drive in a safe and responsible manner. Do not talk or text on cell phones while your vehicle is in operation. This includes the use of hands-free devices. Do not drive on hurricane protection levees or BSR levee. Everyone must yield to larger trucks while on unpaved roads. If you have any additional questions regarding vehicle operation on a Loop facility, contact the Loop Security Command Center. Cell phones are not to be used in an operating area. You are responsible for the good housekeeping of your work area. Smoking is allowed only in designated smoking areas. Please use the provided receptacles to dispose of cigarette butts. Everyone is required to adhere to all established barricaded areas unless otherwise authorized to enter. On occasion, you may see wildlife on the facility. Do not approach them, just report the sighting to your supervisor if it is a concern. In the event of adverse weather, operations and/or site supervisors will communicate to all affected if operations are to be suspended. Seek safe shelter until notified to return to work. A daily shift starter safety meeting is required for all jobs performed on Loop facilities. If you are a short service employee, one with less than 6 months with your company, you are required to be designated as such and are required to work under the supervision of a mentor. Loop is fully committed to continuously improving our workplace safety as we strive to obtain and maintain Goal Zero. In keeping with this effort, Loop employees and contractors must adhere to the following life-saving rules. Failure to adhere to any of Loop's life-saving rules will subject the offending individual to progressive discipline. Everyone accessing the facility is expected to maintain basic hygiene standards to help ensure a clean, safe, and healthy environment. This includes washing hands thoroughly with soap and water and practicing good personal hygiene. Follow proper cough and sneeze etiquette. Maintaining good hygiene helps prevent the spread of illness and supports the overall health and safety of everyone on site. Personal protective equipment required in all field areas at all times include hard hats, safety glasses, steel-toe boots or shoes, hand protection when handling tools and equipment as required, and flame-retardant clothing that can protect you in the event of a flash fire. All personnel accessing any operational area are required to wear a personal H2S monitor in the breathing zone, which is within 6 to 9 inches of the nose-mouth area. Monitors shall not be clipped to the hard hat or any location outside the breathing zone. Additional personal protective equipment may be required for a different job task. They include, but are not limited to, face protection, fall protection, personal flotation, and respirators. The completion of the required permit shall be done prior to the start of the job. A work permit is required in all operating areas and is issued by a Loop representative. A confined space entry permit is required to be completed before entering into any confined space. Loop Operations is responsible for the lock and tagout of all Loop equipment. Personnel participating in the lockout-tagout of equipment are required to use a company lock and an individual lock including a tag with the required information. Equipment operators must be certified for the machinery they are required to operate and work in a safe manner, always being aware of their surroundings. Daily inspections with documentation shall be performed on all equipment. Equipment and tools shall be used according to manufacturer's recommendations. An equipment moving on a Loop facility shall be accompanied by a spotter. Equipment spotters shall wear a high visibility vest and have a manual air horn. Boats shall only be operated by a designated boat operator in a safe and respectful manner, obeying no-wake zones. Everyone riding in a boat or working on a barge is required to properly wear an approved U.S. Coast Guard personal flotation device. Only alternative cutting tools are to be used on any Loop facility, or while conducting Loop company business. This includes vessels. Safety data sheets shall accompany all chemicals while stored or transported on Loop property. Chemicals shall be handled in a safe manner according to the safety data sheet. Containers or chemicals shall be labeled appropriately. Preventing spills and releases is a major part of safe chemical handling, especially when working with hydrocarbons. Appropriate containment must be utilized to prevent environmental contamination and protect our facility. MARSEC levels were established by the United States Coast Guard to inform facilities and vessels of the current security threat levels in their respective areas. You will be informed of any changes to the levels should the need arise. You are the eyes and ears of the facility. Look for persons photographing the facility, unattended baggage or packages, an unknown boat or vessel in the area, a drone in the sky, suspicious behavior or an unknown person in the work area, or if you're being questioned by an outside person about Loop's operations or security. Contact security immediately with concerns of this matter. All accidents, incidents, and near misses shall be reported immediately to your supervisor and your on-site Loop representative. If an incident occurs that requires you call 911, also contact security as soon as you safely can and provide information on the incident and location. Evacuation or muster areas are designated with visible signage at all Loop facilities. Become familiar with alarm warnings and the locations of muster areas at the facility you are working on. In addition to the content discussed in the presentation, everyone is required to adhere to all company rules, procedures, and state and federal regulations. Thank you in advance for helping Loop protect people, pipe, and planet.